up, everybody? It's Sunday, and it's time for another episode of the Illuminerdi World Order Wrestling Show. I'm your girl, Jay, and before we get this thing started, let me bring in the peas to my carrot, my boy, Nate. What's going on, Nate?
How's it going, Jay? You all right? Another week of quarantine in the books.
The weeks are going by too fast.
Yeah. Oh, just rapid pace.
I can't keep up with them anymore. What have you been doing this week to keep yourself quarantine active?
Listen, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't take a lot of naps. lot of naps. I get up, and then if I'm up for 3 or 4 hours, tired myself right out, right in for a quick part. But then I can't go to sleep until 5 o'clock in the morning. So my internal clock is all messed up. But you know, I've been playing some video games, watching Netflix, trying to get outside, go for walks. You know, same thing. And yourself, how have you been doing?
The same thing. I've been taking a lot of naps as well this week. Buying a lot of things, a lot of impulse buying. I got to stop. Somebody, please don't let me order anything else from Amazon, please. But, you know, just watching the days kind of tick by, it's starting to all be a blur. I have to literally get on like Instagram and go, hi, everybody. Today is Monday.
Yeah. You say it out loud. It makes it real.
Yes. Well, we have a lot. We got some things to talk about this week.
We do.
But we do have some topics. Nate, what we got on the agenda for tonight?
Let's see. We're going to talk about, the big story, the elephant in the room is Vince McMahon going to sell the WWE to ESPN, Fox conglomerate, I guess. I don't see it happening. Listen, the WWE has worked itself into a position where they are outside of itself. They're the heels of the wrestling industry. So if you're AEW, you're ROH, you're Impact or whatever, you look at them like the big bad guy, right? But I feel like you almost need them, because if WWE was to be sold to Fox and ESPN, which I think they would ruin it unless they did a thing where they put Triple H in charge, or there was still some sort of thing where wrestling people were still running it, not a group of executives, you know, a la WCW towards the end, you know, on TNT or whatever. Because I think if the WWE got sold and then let's say 5-10 years down the line, it just didn't work and they just kind of went belly up, it would ruin the wrestling industry. I feel like, because you need that show for kids. You need that show that's in the front lines of people to be able to have the AEWs and the ROHs seem cool and want people to have something else. I think if the WWE, you know, not to be long-winded, which I just was, but I think that if the WWE is to get sold, I don't think that it would work out with another.
It's a thing to aspire to. You know, there has to be the machine that makes everything go. It's like the NBA or the NFL or anything else that's out there until something else takes it down. Get out of my shot, fly. What does just the idea of WWE going to an even more corporate, I guess you could say, environment? What does a corporate WWE look like? So, I mean, we love our wrestlers and they're entertaining, but, you know, they do have a tendency to be problem children from time to time.
Yes.
So what does a more corporate WWE, do you think, would even look like?
Yeah, I just don't see how it could work. That's the thing. It's just I feel like wrestling companies work and thrive under a person like Vince McMahon. He's got to be in charge. Whether you love what he's doing or you hate what he's doing, he's still in charge from top to bottom, from HR decisions, you know, on the bigger scale when it comes to wrestlers. I mean, obviously not the caterer or whatever. He's got a real HR department for that. But to the storylines, and it's just like, even though he's already on Fox, if Fox was in charge of the show, it just would feel and look different, and I don't think that it would work. And it's not a, I don't know, it's not a textile company, you know what I mean? It's the circus. It's the fucking circus. Yeah. And you know, a boardroom doesn't work on the circus, I don't think.
Not at all. It's a whole different ball game, because when you look at somebody like Vince, who came up through the ranks, he kind of knows it from the bottom to the top as a wrestler, as a performer, as a child. of a promoter and what makes the business tick. And then maybe let's say you do put Triple H in charge and you put him in the environment, but he's still going to have a boss. And
Right.
maybe one day he wants this person to win and he doesn't want that person to win. No, it's not good for the brand or it's not good for the business. And that could you imagine a worse tyrant than Vince McMahon?
Exactly. And that tyrant would be 8 heads in a boardroom, on the 50th floor of some giant building who don't know or care one way or it would be WCW all over again. It would be like when Eric Bischoff had to answer to AOL or whatever. And it just I feel like it wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not for it, Jay. I'm not for it.
No, do you recognize? So for those of you who don't know, where the rumor is kind of originating from, former WWE competitor Dutch Mantel, Dirty Dutch Mantel, who was Zeb Cutler in the WWE later on, years later, he kind of broke the story, or he tweeted out, or whatever you want to call it, sources or whatever. Look at your background. Broke the story saying that he heard directly from Connecticut, which is also where ESPN is located, coincidentally enough, that Vince was looking to sell the WWE. I don't know. I'm not feeling it either. I might have to get on the train with you because WWE had a lot of issues this past month, like every other business that's been affected by the COVID-19 crisis, where they've had to lay people off, put people on furlough. You've got wrestlers. There were only a few slots to begin with. Now you've got a lot of people hanging around in the backgrounds and you don't know what's going to happen to them. I don't think it's a good thing to sell either, but ultimately they got to do what's good for business.
It's probably a great business decision. I mean, there's no better time than now. And Fox is basically buying it from themselves because they're getting back the television deal they just paid for. You know what I mean? So if they were to buy the company outright, they would like, listen, I'm no accountant, but wouldn't they be saving money on the back end from having to pay the WWE as a separate company for their TV deal? Or what, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Recoup that. They wouldn't have to pay out like cash check every month for like a licensing fee or
right.
whatever it is that they do for the network. But you have to think, Fox does have a lot of outlets. Let's just say it's Fox and not ESPN.
Right.
You got Fox, you got Big Fox, which is on regular network TV. Then you got Fox Sports 1, Fox Deportes, and you got all these Fox affiliates that could likely take in all the assets, the NXT, the SmackDown's already on Big Fox, and you got
right.
Which could prove to be a good thing. But at the same time, what happens to the rest of the kind of micro entities, like the little shows with like Renee and Paige,
sure.
and all these things? Or on the plus side for both Fox and ESPN, they know for a fact we're not going to have any sports or anything for the next few months, 3 months, 6 months. How short a deal could you do with something such a big conglomerate like WWE? This would have to be a long-term major block of programming until we get some semblance of sports or entertainment back.
Oh yeah, no, it's like and I don't know. I don't want to live in a world where Vince McMahon doesn't own the WWE, whatever. I don't want to live in that world.
Sometimes the evil is better than the evil you don't know.
Exactly. There it is. Yeah, you keep your friends close, keep your enemies even closer.
I don't know if anybody in the chat saw this while we're pausing in between talking about Vince and wanting him to keep his dominion over the WWE. I saw our little topic. Are people commenting in the chat of our one gotta go topic that we were floating today on Twitter? I saw it on Twitter and on our Instagram. If you have to pick one wrestler to go, I'll get your thought, Nate. One gotta go: The Rock, The Undertaker, Stone Cold, or HBK. One gotta go.
This is probably an easier decision for me than it probably should be. The Rock's got to go. The Rock is out. I'm good. I'm good with it. You're not getting rid of Shawn Michaels, who's the greatest wrestler of all time, in my opinion. You're not getting rid of The Undertaker, who's you know what I mean? Like, I just think of all the moments and matches that these dudes had, and there's so many. The Rock has what? How long? What does The Rock have? 6 years, maybe. You know what I mean? Like I know Austin was only at his peak for 3 or 4 years before he got really super injured. But then you got all of his WCW work with the Hollywood Blondes, and so if I had to lose somebody's catalog of matches, The Rock is an easy choice for me. And yourself?
Oh, it's hard because I love The Rock, and happy birthday to The Rock. Happy birthday yesterday, Mr. Johnson. Team Taurus stand up. I'm a Taurus too. But I have to say The Rock for the same reasons, because if you look at HBK, Stone Cold, and Undertaker, there's just no. It would just be sentimental for me to say, "Oh yeah, keep the Rock in, keep the Rock."
Right, right.
But yeah, there's no hard answer to that. The Rock gotta go. Sorry.
We love you, Dwayne. You're awesome, but you gotta go.
So let us know in the comments, if you were to see WWE get sold, who would it go to? Would you rather ESPN, where there's one big ESPN and then everything else is digital and stream, much like WWE Network is now? Or would you rather something like Fox, where you could get all online shows? You would probably still get to see NXT, and Raw would move under the umbrella. SmackDown is already there. It's already it was pretty epic until the episode looked damn near like a pay-per-view with the staging and the production of it all. So, either way, you're going to get this wrestling, which is
100%.
what we're all here for to begin with. Again, it's kind of like we're all playing a waiting game to see what's going to happen with professional wrestling. Like anything, Florida has opened back up, but they're still doing the shows down there with no audience. So we're all still kind of doing a waiting game, just like you. But somebody is not doing a waiting game. Somebody may be coming back next week. Who do you think may be coming back? We have heard some rumors.
Yeah, I think AJ is ready to. He's been buried for a long enough time, and I think he's ready to come back. And I think you have a feeling on whether he's going to be heel or face, correct?
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think if AJ comes back, he comes back as a face, because whenever they all have their awakening or burial or whatever it is, they always come back as a face, except with Bray Wyatt. He was kind of like a face, but nicer when he had the thing with Broken Woke and Matt Hardy. But AJ, I want them to make a decision. He was a heel and he was fat. I kind of like heel AJ. I'd like to see him still be a heel. What would you like to see from AJ Styles?
He should definitely still be a heel. It's just hard without the club behind him anymore.
I know.
They just worked, like, those guys were so good. Those guys made up for any, listen, AJ is good on the mic, but he doesn't have, the comedic timing of Gallows and Anderson. And I think it just works when they're trying to be, super tough. And like, I love the club, and they're going to bring back AJ as a face. And, it would be better if he was zombie AJ, he'd come out maybe all green, some blood on his lip. He sits up like the Undertaker now, like just totally change his whole shit around. That might be funny.
That might be cool, actually, just to see a whole new, different AJ, like maybe shave his head or cut, all his luxurious locks off.
I didn't think about that. What if he did come back with a different, like, with all his hair cut off?
Like a whole different kind of like a rocker, like a painted face, like Kiss, shave his hair off. He could still keep the little gloves or whatever, but I don't know. I might kind of feel a whole new broken AJ. What would we call him? Because when Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, it was like the whole broken woken thing. So what would this Undertaker AJ Styles cinematic?
His real name is Alan, right? So he would have to. I think he would have to just drop the AJ part and just go Alan. You know what I mean? Like Alan Styles or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it would just be something along those lines. But
no, it should not be Alan. Funny. Sorry, that's all. He only gets one name.
Just Alan.
Everybody, Mustafa Ali lost his name, and I'm probably seeing almost his name. So when it comes back to the ring, the monitor is just going to be like, that's all it's going to say.
Yeah, it's just in handwriting like that too.
Yeah, just they could have this piece of paper for $5,000.
You're driving a hard bargain.
I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's reasonable. It's fair. It's his real name, and I think he could work with it. I think he will. Oh my God, your background. Wait a minute. What here's the greatest part of this. This is what the big boss man and
Slick and Hakeem.
the greatness of this photo is truly a dashiki, the brother in the hat and the Confederate flag. That is the most amazing picture.
Yeah, yeah. The Twin Towers are low key one of my favorite tag teams of all time. When it was Boss Man and Hakeem and Slick, and Hakeem used to come out in the dashiki doing the Dusty Rhodes dance. It's genius. It was, and it's like you said, it's like the irony that there's a racist Confederate jail guy.
See, I am slipping on my pimping. Last week I said I was going to come with my pictures in tow, and I really messed up. Forgive me, Illuminerdi. Tuner inners. I forgot to change my background so you get the same boring thing.
There's always next week.
Yeah, I'll try it again. But I don't know. AJ Styles with a whole nother look would be cool, but he just strikes me as the guy. Well, he's got too many action figures and kind of stuff, so they're probably not going to let him go off the deep end too much.
Yes. Have you watched Dark Side of the Ring yet? At all? Any of them?
No, I cannot. It's funny. So I'm sure a lot of you quarantiners like ourselves can relate. No matter how much time you think you have, those naps keep getting in the way. So you
trust me, I know.
If it's not the naps, it's the alcohol, and we need an alcohol sponsor.
Well, this week, yes, we do actually. Mike's Hard Lemonade. I'm looking at you. This week they had. Are you familiar with the Dr. David Schultz slap when he slapped up old boy from 2020 in the 80s?
Yeah.
Remember that?
He used to talk about that all the time. And he lost his ring in his ear.
Yeah. So
allegedly
until he got paid, then all of a sudden his pain went away.
Right.
But so this week the episode was all about that and what happened to all the players involved and how David Schultz, apparently Vince McMahon told him to go out there and do the interview and to keep it kayfabe and not break character. So David Schultz said, okay. So he goes out there and the dude drops the F-bomb on him. He asked him if it's fake. And so David Schultz was like, I was told to keep kayfabe. So what would my character do if you said that to him? So that's when he slapped him up. and then the dude tried to get up and he goes, and my daddy always told me, if you hit someone and they try to get up, they must want some more. So then he hit him again. And then after that, he pretty much ruined his wrestling career. Nobody would hire him. Vince McMahon fired him. Like it's really interesting. The guy, he went and then became like a bounty hunter and was like doing like legit like law enforcement bounty hunting. It was a really interesting episode. You should check it out.
You know what? And you think of all the things that we've seen WWE people do over the years, and he got fired for that.
Like, yeah, right?
Things we've seen from some of little adult tapes to DUIs to drug stuff, and he got fired over that.
Well, here's the thing: is that because that was right on the cusp of McMahon coming out and saying that it was entertainment to get out of the taxes, so he still hadn't done that yet. So once he did that, where he came out and he goes, all right, it is fake or it's scripted or whatever. Then shortly after is when Hulk Hogan choked out Richard Belzer with a headlock, and he didn't get fired. And Jim Cornette had the best line of the whole thing when they asked him, it's crazy how Schultz got fired for slapping that dude, but Hulk Hogan like made a dude pass out on live television, hit his head, and he goes, Hulk Hogan could have pulled out a gun and shot Richard Belzer in the face and not got fired.
Chalked it up to him being a real American, and you shouldn't have made Hulk mad to begin with, because then he wouldn't have had to shoot you. So now.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry, I got froze up a little bit. See, I was talking about Hulk Hogan on Vince McMahon's internet, and the damn thing froze up. For those, I'm still not the biggest on the Hulkster. The Hulkster I'm still heartbroken over
I
the
don't
Hulk.
blame you. I totally understand.
So, it's let's go Stone Cold. Be the face of the brand. Let's go Stone Cold. You
There you
step
go.
up and took over where Hulk Hogan left off.
Fair enough.
So, friends and family and countrymen and women, we are a week ahead of Money in the Bank, if I am not mistaken. The Money in the Bank match is coming up next week. And I'm very excited to watch the Money in the Bank match just for the simple fact that I bought a big blow up screen that Amazon is allegedly going to deliver before
Nice.
the Money in the Bank match. And I'm excited to see that. So why don't we take just a little quick preview of who is in the Money in the Bank match, because they're still limited at what they can do. I can't.
Is it gonna be an actual match, or is it gonna be one of these boneyard type things?
No, I believe they are having actual matches.
Oh, okay.
They have the men's, which amazingly has a TBD in it. And Nate, I think you are dead on with your prediction of who Mr. TBD is going to be in the Money in the Bank match. But I was trying to act like I was all tight and had it together, but I and here we go. So next week we've got the Money in the Bank match. The men's Money in the Bank match is going to be Daniel Bryan, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, King Corbin, Otis, and one TBD. So Nate, why don't we start with who you think is TBD, and then who do you think is going to come out victorious?
It's going to be the TBD is going to be AJ is my guess. And then real quick, I'm sorry. So it's Otis, TBD, Daniel Bryan, King Corbin,
Aleister
Black, love him,
and Rey Mysterio.
Okay, well, it's not going to be Otis, and it's not going to be Rey Mysterio, and it's not going to be King Corbin. So I either say they go with the big pop of the returning AJ Styles, and he gets a quick face win, a Money in the Bank face win, because I could see him facing either the champions of either brand in a nice little program, or they're ready to put Daniel Bryan back in the title picture. I think a face Daniel Bryan this time with the briefcase could be kind of cool. Maybe he's like he makes the hemp briefcase, like he did the belt. You know what I mean? Like he carries it around in like a hinged coconut or something natural.
I was a big fan of the hemp belt.
It
was pretty dope. If you ask.
Yeah, I thought it was cool too. So that's my prediction. And yourself?
So let's see. So again, Daniel Bryan, Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, King Corbin, Otis, and TBD, who's likely AJ Styles. So I'm thinking about. So Seth is the Raw champion still, and
yes.
Drew McIntyre is the SmackDown champion. And of all those guys, none of them are really big enough, like in stature, to make a Drew McIntyre match seem cool to me. So the winner, I think, calls out the Raw champion, and then I think the winner is going to be AJ Styles. I think didn't they try to do AJ versus Seth before?
I know they've done it in the past. I don't know how long they ran with it or not, but.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to side with you, and I think it's the AJ pop with the combination of the Seth Rollins, because those are the two of Vince's favorite guys, and who else to hang the banner on to bring it back to prominence, and your known people. No disrespect to Rey or Aleister or King Corbin, but in terms of just visibility and wanting people to tune in, it don't get no bigger than Seth versus AJ.
I agree, and it doesn't get any better in the ring. I mean, I could watch them wrestle forever. That's what I mean? As long as they can build something good around it, that storyline wise,
Mm-hmm. So then the next matchup, let's before we talk about the women's Money in the Bank match is going to be Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Carmella. We know Carmella's not going to win, so we'll just eliminate her now.
Yeah, exactly. Carmella's never winning anything ever again.
Carmella is winning because, they're still a two-income household. So they're still good over there. So who's your pick for the women's Money in the Bank winner? Asuka, Shayna, Nia, Dana Brooke. Come on, Dana Brooke. I got love for you, sis. But Lacey Evans and Carmella.
Shayna Baszler. If Shayna Baszler's in a match, that's who I'm pulling for. That's my prediction every single time.
Again,
And I love her. I love Shayna Baszler. I like Asuka too, but I think she's gonna shine here in this because she hasn't been in a. Has there been one or two women's Money in the Bank ladder matches?
This is going to be the third. Yeah.
So the third one. Okay, right. Okay. So I don't think she was in it. I don't think she's been in it yet. I think Shayna Baszler's gonna be she's gonna be the one. She's coming out victorious.
Just because, and I agree with you that Shayna Baszler should win, which means Lacey Evans probably will. They will not let Lacey Evans off our neck. I'm not a Lacey Evans person. I just think her character is just so boring. It's antiquated. And Lacey Evans, the woman, you are phenomenal. And I am a fan of you, the woman, but your character is just trifling. I'm just over it. I just want them to give her a whole new swag. It's just so corny. She is a beautiful woman and an intelligent one and strong and fit and military background. Give her something more badass. I'm so genteel. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? I'm just waiting to say that in the course of the match. Please give my good sis something else because I'm not a fan of the character.
I feel you. I like the Southern Belle. I think it's cool. I'm gonna say you can stay with that gimmick. We're gonna agree to disagree on that one. But I did like your impression of her. That was good.
Oh, I swoon. I'm just gonna give him the woman's right and drink a mint julep because I'm a lady.
Also, the women's right is maybe one of my favorite finishing names. It's fantastic. It's on so many levels. It's amazing.
See, if it was a real women's right, she'd run up to the announce desk and sit down and do the pin and then start calling the car. That'd be the women's right.
There you go.
Let's go, WWE. But all right, stop shoving Lacey down our throat for God's sake. And then of course we're gonna have two matches, the two championship belts. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. That's a lot of hair grease. And Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt. That's a lot of beard and facial hair. So first off, we got the Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Who do you think?
Seth. Hot take on Seth. By the way, speaking of Seth Rollins, I'm going completely off. The documentaries on the WWE Network, those Untolds, are great. You watch those at all?
I sure do. They're excellent.
I just realized that they were there. I watched the one with Seth Rollins and Sting about that match. It was fantastic. It was a really, really, really good documentary. It made me feel for Seth Rollins a little bit, man. When it's just an accident happened and dude felt so bad, but had to pretend like he was like angry in the ring, but inside he's like wanted to go help his buddy out. It was. I don't know. It was interesting. Anyway, Seth Rollins is winning that one.
And with what you just said about the series and the other content that they do on the network, what is it? What is the disconnect that happens? That content is so good. Just all of those, even like the 30 days or, all the other things they did. They did the one on Sasha. They did the Becky Lynch one. They're really excellent. They're really moving. And you really get to find can we get that creative team to put some input into the storylines for the main shows, because that team is excellent. Wherever they got those people from, no disrespect, my bad, no disrespect. Sure. But those people are excellent at what they do in the storytelling and really getting you to know the person behind the persona. So kudos to you, WWE Network, for that.
Yeah. So I'm going Seth. You?
I'm going to go with Drew McIntyre because I feel like Drew McIntyre needs to get a little bit of It's kind of like when they gave Denzel Washington the Academy Award for Training Day instead of giving it to him for Malcolm X, which they should. I feel like Drew McIntyre didn't get the big thing at WrestleMania. He got so cheated out of his moment. Some more content that was excellent when they showed Drew McIntyre leading up to him winning the WWE title or winning the match and kicking Braun Strowman out of the ring, and just the whole build up to him getting the match and winning the belt. I feel like he didn't get his moment like he should have. So I think they let Seth put him over a little bit because he deserves it. And
Seth and Seth doesn't need to win, I guess, but you know.
No, Seth, come on. It's like at this point, it's like Charlotte. It's kind of like, can somebody else play?
Yeah, exactly.
Stop taking your ball and going home. Jesus Christ.
And there's no way that Bray Wyatt is beating Braun Strowman. Not a chance.
So how do you do that? That's an interesting matchup. Just because Braun is so big and brolic and strong, and he's really good on the mic as well, which when he was his first big, he is really good on the mic, much better than I ever thought. And Bray Wyatt is just phenomenal. And I feel like he's been getting cheated out of his real potential. Like, they really are fumbling his storyline because he is incredible. So I'm gonna have to go against you. I'm gonna go with Bray Wyatt gets the big win and he gets to be invincible still.
Listen, I hope that happens. I just feel that Bray Wyatt has now fallen into the Undertaker role where he doesn't need a belt anymore to be popular and to be, you know what I mean? So they'll only occasionally give it to him when they have, like, the Undertaker's been around for what, 25 years? He's only won the belt like 5 times or something. You know what I mean? But that's because he's one of those guys that doesn't need it. So, you know, I just feel like they're going to use Bray to get over Braun. You know, they're going to use some stuff about, you know, that they were both in the Wyatt family and blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the day, I think Braun's going to walk out because they just put it on him. They're not going to take it off him this quick. I don't think so. We'll see. Should be interesting. I will be tuning in. I hope they do it at the top of a building. Is the whole pay-per-view going to be at the top of a building?
I think so. We'll see.
That would be cool.
I want them to do something fancy. I mean, they haven't had enough time to really film anything, or maybe they have. We don't know what they're doing down there.
Right.
We know they're not social distancing. We know that. So maybe they've been filming something all along since they, you know, were in the Wyatt family. I don't know. Probably not. It's probably going to be Braun, as you said. He's the big guy. Got big shoulders to carry a big company on his back. And it's your job, bro. It's your job to carry the company now.
That's right.
So then, why are they even bothering? Why are they even insulting us with this nonsense? Bayley versus Tamina for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I love Tamina. I mean, come on. Nobody even remotely thinks Tamina has taken the belt off of Bayley. Like, Tamina is a career jobber. She never really got like her fair.
Nope.
So, I mean, are there people out there who think Tamina is going to take the belt off of Bayley?
I don't know any. I mean, I feel bad. Tamina, she's a snooker. She's a second generation. She should get treated better than she does. I think if Tamina went to like AEW, she would immediately make an impact and they would use her correctly. I don't think that I don't think they want to use her, but they know they have to, or else they're going to lose her. And they know that she can go be, you know, it might be one of those things where if Vince is out on you, he's out on you. The writers might have great stuff for her, but if Vince doesn't care, then what difference does it make?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do something with her character because, you know, you look at the flip like Nia Jax, who is like the dominant size woman. And it's like Tamina's kind of somewhere in the middle there. Like, she's like a size dominant the way she's booked, but she's still very pretty, but she's not as big as Nia, but she's not as small as everyone else. You know, if she was like big and brolic, like, you know, like some like a Shayna or some of the other ladies, you know, I think he would know more what to do with her. So she's kind of like in a weird in-between spot. So Tamina, I hope they're giving you some step aside money, like they say in boxing. The champion doesn't want to fight the person who's next in line. They give them the step aside money so they can set up what they really like. They're
Right.
probably trying to push this whole thing. I think this is just an attempt to keep extending it out until we can ultimately get this Bailey versus Sasha matchup, which is going to be so good. And I hope Sasha finally gets her flowers, which she probably won't. But, you know, it's a filler match, but good for Tamina. She gets a spot on the pay-per-view.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. She's almost out there auditioning for other companies.
Exactly. You guys tune in next weekend. You know, it just saves time of me sending my highlight reel. Just tune in next week.
Yeah, there you go.
So then we also finally we have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, which is the New Day versus the Forgotten Sons versus the Miz and Morrison versus the Lucha House Party. Nate.
First of all, did you see the Miz and Morrison rap video?
I have, unfortunately, yes.
That might be the worst thing I've ever seen. And I don't mean like whoever shot it. I mean them. It was cringeworthy.
It was terrible.
And I think Morrison is a talented dude, but watching him attempt to rap, it was like I felt like an old lady who was like clutching her blouse. Like I was like, no.
It's just so whack. And I mean, I get it. You're trying to be young and hip. You know.
God, it was awful.
So bad. I love the Miz to death. I think
me too.
It's something else. Like he really tickles me. And I was more of a heel Miz person, but you know, he's a family guy. He got a TV show now.
Sure.
We know he's a softie, so it's kind of hard to peddle that hard Miz thing that they were doing before. But that was the best they could come up with.
It was like at first I thought it was like a joke, and then I realized they were like serious, and I went, no, this can't, no.
It's really bad. It's really bad. I don't know. That's the kind of thing that you like download from iTunes and buy it and you send it to someone as a gag gift. Like, I heard this was your favorite rap song.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell, Roy Jones Jr.'s You Must Have Forgot is a farce.
I'd rather listen to Shaq rap.
Thank you. Or Kobe. Rest in peace.
Yeah, exactly. But back to your question, I'm going to hope they go with the new guys and give it to the Forgotten Sons. Give them a little push.
Give them something. I mean, do we really need our 8-time tag team? You know, fellas, I love y'all. I love the New Day. New Day rocks. But, you know, come on, stop gatekeeping. Let's get some new blood. You know, you can't get something good unless you mix it up a bit. Mix it up.
They need to break those guys up already, man. I get it. They make $1 million to bajillions of dollars in merchandise, and if I was them, I wouldn't care either because they're in the making money business, and that gimmick has made them a lot of money. But creatively, I would love to see like a Big E heel turn or a Woods heel turn. You know what I mean? Have Woods get some other people to get his back, you know, and then even if it was, you know, Big E and Kofi could still be the New Day, and then Woods had his own little clique. You know what I mean? Like just something. They're just I don't know. It's just I don't know. That's just me.
I'm ready to see them even do something like when Woods comes back, Woods and Kofi be the New Day. Let Big E get a push. Let him make a run at the heavyweight at the Universal Championship. He's a big fella. He's good on the mic. He's super popular.
Yeah.
I mean, he has all the ingredients to be the champ because if everyone loves the New Day, then obviously people are going to love Big E as well.
Yeah. Also, I think Big E should bring back, I think when he was in NXT, he did the old King Kong Bundy gimmick where he made him count to 5. Like when he he would pin a dude and he would make him count to 5. That is hilarious and a fantastic callback to a great King Kong Bundy gimmick.
Well, we know Vince likes old shit, so might as well just bring all. You know, they got time.
Exactly.
Bring back some old stuff. Just fling a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what works. But you know, give them a chance. You're keeping them around for a reason. We know the New Day rocks, but Woods what's do Achilles something, whatever he did.
Yeah, I think it was his Achilles tendon. Yeah.
Oh, then he's not coming back for a while.
Oh no, that's like a 9-monther.
Yeah, no. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Put a pin in that one for WrestleMania, not the next WrestleMania, but the next WrestleMania. So put a pin in that one for now.
But check. I'm sorry. Somebody by the way, shout out to Chris Haskell and Master Shake 61, who are having an absolute hilarious conversation between each other in our chat. And it's really making it hard for me not to laugh. But Chris Haskell just said, I'm ready to see Kofi switch gimmicks and come out as COVID Kingston.
Oh. And comes out, his outfit has like little like a virus kind of things all over him. Oh, the New Day could flip that totally. Like they
man,
stuff go flying out into the arena or something. That's a good one.
And instead of Trouble in Paradise, his finish was like Trouble in Quarantine or something like that. That's really funny.
Our chat group is amazing. Shout out to Master Shake again for being back. What's up, Chris Haskell? Give us your best ideas of current WWE stars change their name into something Corona, COVID, or quarantine related.
Yeah, that'd be start with COVID Kingston.
A lot of stuff you could do with that.
That's funny. That's good stuff. That made me laugh.
That's good shit. That's good shit.
Good shit.
So aside from that, there's still no updates on what happened with Velveteen Dream. I see that story has slowly started to creep away. So maybe it was an issue of simple hacking. But if it is, that young lady or whomever needs to come out and say, I apologize to that man. Because it's like, that's one of the things that really sucks. And I really feel for men when it comes to that. And I'm not being a pick-me. I really feel like, I feel for you guys when there's that type of allegation. It could be 100% false, but still there's always that little cloud of like, is he a perv? Is he a chomo?
Yeah.
And that's really, really sucks. So when that all comes to resolution, they need to give that man a public apology because that sucks.
Was he on TV this week?
I don't believe he was. I didn't see NXT this week.
Yeah, I didn't see NXT this week either. So that'd be interesting to see if they're keeping him off TV, that means they're doing like an investigation. If they're keeping him on TV, then that means they're just going to let it blow over. I think they're just, hopefully it's the latter.
I hope so too. We never want to, they do a lot of things and, I can look the other way on a bunch of stuff, but not rape or anything involving insurance.
Of course not. No, absolutely not.
DUI, I'm going to just say it. Don't do that again.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking at you. We're looking at you, Usos.
I'll do it again and again and again.
Yeah, exactly.
And, if at first you don't succeed, try it 3 more times.
Yeah. Try it until they get your driver's license taken away.
Exactly. Well, hell, that's all I got. And the nature of wrestling. I wish we had something sexier to report and a guest to roll out, but I think a lot of them are just trying to figure out where they are landing too.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, it's gonna be like this for a while. So, we're gonna have to maybe in the middle of the week we'll put out some sort of contest for the watchers and the listeners of the show. We can get some people involved. We'll do some sort of we'll kind of like how the One's Gotta Go thing that we did today. We'll do something along those lines. You can pick your Survivor Series team, or I don't know. We'll do something like that midweek. Those, we'll kick some ideas out there and have everybody join us in the chat. We can do an interactive deal.
You know what I would like to do, Nate? I think this might be kind of fun. So as we continue to grow our show, this is our 4th show now together. So I think we kind of go steady with each other. We go steady.
Fair enough.
We go hosting steady.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to reward our viewers with a little something.
Okay.
So I would like to say our first show that if we have a show and we have 100 people in this stream that night, and the live stream for our shows.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is the 100th person to enter the stream, I'll buy them a couple shirts from the WWE store.
Wow. Wow. I like that. Actually, okay. No, we will buy them a couple shirts.
Will buy them.
Yes.
2 shirts of your choosing.
Yes.
Shirts.
Yeah. Shirts. Yeah, shirts. Not title belts.
No belts.
Not jackets.
None of that. We not that if you help us get to that level, we might have those types of
things. Yeah, exactly.
If we get that alcohol sponsor that we need, like Stone Cold, help us out. Get us a beer sponsor. Yeah. But we will buy our 100. It has to be a stream where 100 people are on the stream at the same time. Yes. And the 100th person on the stream will receive 2 shirts from the WWE store, or if you're not a WWE person, we'll find you some AEW or some Ring of Honor, or we'll find.
Like, yeah, you want something from Pro Wrestling Tees, whatever. We'll figure it out.
So take a friend. We'll probably post some things coming up in the future on the social media. But yes, it has to be a stream with 100 people on the stream, and the 100th person gets that. So whatever kind of make it happen, and we'll get you some gear. And I think that'll be super dope.
I think it's super dope as well. So look out for that.
All right. So Nate, final thought. Plug us into your social and what you got going
on. You can find me at Nathan Has Skill on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, all the things. I got a new album came out last month, Cold the 3. Go check that out on Bandcamp. I got some stuff on SoundCloud. I'm working on some quarantine rap stuff. Yes. Go check out my Instagram. I do funny videos and make a fool of myself. And every Sunday you can find me right here. Right Jay on the Illuminerdi. So thank you guys for tuning in. Jay, you?
Before I start, shout out to Master Shake for what you're gonna do when the pandemic pythons run wild on you. Master Shake. So as usual, you can find me by my government name, as you see on the screen there, Giandra LaBeouf, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, if you're into that kind of thing. Follow my YouTube channel, Bad Culture TV. And tune in every Sunday and rock with me and Nate. And make sure you are following the Illuminerdi everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, visit theilluminerdi.com. There's a whole slate of fantastic shows. So if you like this one, there's tons of other shows on tons of other topics. But make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with all we have going on. And I think that there's a contest going on the channel too. For our 1,000 subscriber, we'll receive something special as well from the Illuminerdi. So make sure you're doing all that. So with that, it's been a great Sunday. Money in the Bank is next week. We'll figure out how we're going to do the show. But with that, we're out of here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Peace.